Hello, and welcome to my late night show, Joy of Working. I'm Chaya Srivatsa, and I'm sharing with you my work life experience with its takeaways and a little bit of yeah. Uh, I was telling you about my entry into Eureka Forbes Limited. I must remember Blanche Fernandez. She was the private secretary to our president, very powerful. She is now in Auckland, and after so many years, when I went there and met her, she was so kind enough to let me be escorted by her son to see Hamilton Gardens because she insisted I must see that there. That is called friendship. We may not have been great friends in Eureka Forbes, but out of it, see, this is what it is. We are still on Facebook together. And the other person I want to remember is Dr. Freddie Mehta, who was the chairman of Eureka Forbes. He was one of the directors of the Tata Group. And when I left Eureka Forbes, he sent me a letter personally signed saying how much he would miss my presence in the company and conveying his good wishes to my husband, whom he had met at the annual function. See, work life includes all this, real Tata culture. But I had to leave because my writing was getting very, very more prolific now. I was being asked to interview people for which I had to go and meet them. I wouldn't have had the time with a 9 to 5 job. And writing had become now my second passion after teaching. So I had to leave, but I still had to work, and I wanted a part-time job this time. And guess where I went next? You won't guess, so let me tell you. You remember I had told you that I had met Camellia Punjabi, the vice president of Taj? I went straight to her office. I knew her secretary because we would be meeting, when I went there for the anchoring the dance performances. I told her, hey, I want to meet Miss Punjabi. She said, you know what, she's actually free now. You want to go and see her? I'll tell her you have come. So Camellia said, hey, hi Chaya, what can I do for you? I said, Camellia, can you give me a part-time job? Oh, you've left Eureka Forbes? I said, yes, I need to do a lot of writing, a lot more, so I need a part-time job. She said, okay, you can join our studio, which is the advertising department, as an advertising consultant. You can come morning or evening, whichever time suits you. I said, thank you. And the studio was outside the main Taj building, in the next building. And that is where they, wrote out all the menu cards, all the pamphlets and leaflets for all the Taj properties. And my job was to write or rewrite some of them. I remember one menu card which I had to write with all the dishes relating to Archie comic characters. Now, I didn't know much about Archie comic characters. I went home and I told my son, Anil, hey, what do I do? He said, okay, will you share your salary of today with me? Then I'll tell you. And actually, he wrote it out for me. It was a big hit. And I believe the boss liked it very much and said, who wrote this? This is good. So you see, it's very important to involve your children in whatever you're doing. And even today, they are involved in what I do. They don't like me to interfere in what they do, but I do. Okay, it's reciprocal. All right, now coming back to working in Taj. Camellia thought it's better if I have a 3-month induction program before I start working to understand the dynamics of a 5-star hotel. Oh my God, what an education that was. Every department I had to go and spend time in, right from the kitchen where they cut the vegetables, where the vendors come and sell the vegetables. Even there I had to go and sit. It was such an eye opener for me because we only see the glit and glamour of 5-star. We don't see what happens inside, all the vessels where they are washed, where the cooking is done, where even peeling potatoes and cutting onions. Believe me, it was like doing a hotel management course those 3 months. I enjoyed every bit of it. And I enjoyed also the job that I had. It wasn't even a job, it was fun writing. See, if you look at everything as fun, everything becomes fun. And here, something happened that absolutely changed my life. You won't believe it. Now, what happened was, when I was sitting and talking to somebody, I heard a voice behind me saying, "Hey, hi, I'm Anita Raj," and my ears pricked up. Anita Raj was the official compere for the Festival of India in New York on Doordarshan. And being an MC myself, I used to avidly watch her because she was a remarkable anchor. I took small tips from her. And here she was right behind me, and I was going to meet her. I controlled my excitement, and she had said which hotel she was staying in. I ran back home, called up the hotel, asked for her room number, and she came online. She said, "Anita Raj here." I said, "Anita, I'm an independent journalist. I want to do a feature on you for Sunday Observer." Meanwhile, I had already spoken to Vinod Mehta, who was the Sunday Observer editor, and told him, "Hey, would you be interested in this story?" He said, "Sure, we'll make it a cover story." So Anita said, "You can come and meet me before 9 o'clock because my flight is around 11 and I have to go to the airport." It was raining, and I'm in Colaba. Her hotel is in Bandra, but who cares? I got myself all dolled up, dressed up for the monsoon, not for anything else. My husband said, "Would you really want to do this?" Because I had to leave at 7 in the morning. I said, "Yes, I want to meet her." He said, good for you." And he went to work, and I went to Bandra, taking 2-3 different kinds of buses and trains and whatever. I landed up at her room before 9 o'clock. And she said, "You're punctual." We had a nice chat. She gave me a beautiful interview. I ran back home, typed it out, and it came out in the next Sunday Observer, right on the front page with a huge photograph of Anita Raj and all that I wrote about her. Great. I forgot all about this. A couple of months later, I got a call from her. She said, "Hey, Choya, can you come and meet me in the Taj Hotel?" She was back, and I said, "Yes." I went and met her. And now guess what? She says, "I liked your style of writing. I want you to come to New York and do an assignment for me on the video that I'm doing on South India. I've got the footage. I want you to do the scripting." I nearly fell down in a faint. I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, we'll fund your travel. I'll fund your stay there, your food, everything will be taken care of. I can't pay you legally, but you can buy what you want and I'll pay for it." I just couldn't believe my ears. Yes, to cut a long story short, I went to New York for 3 months. And where do you think she put me up? In the same condo where she lived in Manhattan, right opposite the Fordham College, next to Central Park, Lincoln Center, very close to Broadway where she had her studio, and I could walk there. Beautiful it was. More about it tomorrow, about the Big Apple. Don't you think this was great? If, because it was raining, I did not go to the hotel and not interviewed her, do you think this would have happened? So come rain or shine, grab your opportunity. That is what the takeaway from here is. If you're passionate about something, come rain or shine, go for it. I'll see you tomorrow.